What I'm been talking about here, though, is that victimhood, claiming to be a victim, is like a commodity that people trade and buy and leverage on the stock market. So what I mean by that is somebody who, and you'll see it because you know tons of people who they come from good families, they have decent upbringings, they have nice jobs, they have, things are going well, but somehow or another, all of a sudden, they've assigned themselves to a group, whether it be the alphabet mafia, whether it be the blue-haired, clothespin through the nose group, whatever. They found some group that they're a part of that's marginalized, that's minimized, that's a victim. And now they feel like they have ownership in this victimhood. So they could be a Black man, they could be a gay Latina, they could be a transgender Hispanic person who thinks that he's a fish. It could be tons of different things. And each one of those levels is a marker that they can now turn into, as a victimhood marker that they can exchange on the victimhood marketplace. And what I mean by that is, hey, well, I'm a victim, so therefore I should get this job. Or, hey, I'm this person, so therefore I should get this loan. And I'm calling it the victimhood stock market, where people just kind of trade back and forth their victim coins, or you could call it the victim Olympics, whatever. And they're just trying to see like who can be the most oppressed, who can be the most marginalized, who can be the most victim. And the most victim wins in this crazy game. So I want to talk about why that's problematic. And again, this the long article will be on my blog, dearworldchristian.com. So first reason that's a horrible idea. That's crazy. It perpetuates a negative mindset. And in Philippians 4:6-8, we are encouraged to rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And Paul makes it very clear that our mindset should be focused and grounded and rooted even in the reality of who Christ is and who he has made us to be and what he has done for us. Well, if my mindset is there, I don't have time to think about me being a victim. As a matter of fact, I can't be a victim because Christ has done so much for me. So when I embrace that victim mentality, I can't actually relish and enjoy my Christian life and who Christ has made me out to be, because I have now added something to it. Gay Christian, Black Christian, straight Christian, Northern Christian, or whatever, fill in the blank, Christian to it. And that's adding more value, quote unquote, to the title Christian, when in actuality, it's divesting all of the value from being a Christian. Second point, victim mentality actually destroys relationships. So Richard right here, Richard Contramundum, is my brother. We've done several videos together. We've done projects together. We talk on the phone, so on and so forth. If I'm a victim and I'm looking at Richard as the one, quote unquote, that's oppressing me, or I'm looking at Richard as the one that's, quote unquote, getting over on me, that relationship is going to be severed. It's going to have some kind of hiccups. It's going to have problems. It's going to have issues because I'm making him something that he's not, and I'm making myself something that I'm not. So that victimhood actually damages relationships. And it also, let me go on to point 3, it limits your own growth. How many things do we go through struggling through college, struggling through your first 2 jobs after college, dealing with tough relationship with your spouse, whatever. And actually, when you came on the other side of it, you actually were better. You're like, wow, I really grew in that time. Like I grew during my matriculation through Morehouse. There's some days I did not enjoy it, but I know that I was a better person on the other side of that. But if all I did was lament that, well, I'm struggling here and there's somebody over at Georgia Tech, or I'm struggling here and there's somebody at UGA that's not struggling and they got less melanin because they got white privilege, what would I have benefited? I would not have grown. I would not have gotten better. There are 100 million thousand YouTubers that are better at content creating than me. And I could easily just say, woe is me. Light-skinned Johnny over there, or less melanated Sally over here, they got privilege. That's why they're doing so much better. And I would never actually challenge myself to get better at content creating. All I'm doing is saying, well, they're better, and they got advantage, and I can't do. I'm a victim. Number four, it can lead to a lack of accountability. I'm not accountable. Like at the end of the day, let's go back to the college example. And you all probably have very similar ones as well. Like I knew that I was accountable to somebody to get my hind parts out of college when I did. I knew that because I knew I didn't have any more money. So I knew I was accountable because accounting was not working. So I knew that. But if I was sitting there lamenting, I would never take an ownership and held myself responsible and worked my tail off to get out of school. It just wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have. Same thing when I got my master's degree. I mean, I had a wife and a kid at that point, so I definitely had to be like chugging. But again, like I wouldn't have been accountable to anybody. I would have just been out here doing my own thing and pointing the fingers every direction I could point, except point them at myself. Yeah, number five, it can hinder problem solving skills. Like again, how many times have you had problems and because you took ownership, because you held yourself accountable, because you said, this is my problem, I don't like it. It is this big steaming hot pile that somebody put in my front yard, but I got to do something with it. And you actually came up with a solution and you kind of like, wow, God, that was amazing. Like, wow, I would never have thought that. I would never come up with that solution had I never taken this problem, embraced this problem, and found a solution. I would have just been, and if you kept blaming little Johnny down the street or Sally around the corner, you would never have gotten there. So when we embrace that victim mentality of trying to trade victim points on the victim stock market, we never actually get better at our own particular problem solving. And we're always going to have problems. So we're always going to have to come to the victim stock market. Woe is me. Y'all, they're getting over on me. I thought I had 3 points of intersectionality, but somebody had 4, so I got to come up with another one. Or you can say, hey, you know what? I need to take responsibility for this problem and let me resolve it. And race is not the solution. Or crying over race, or even oppression, or victimhood is not the way to get it. It leads to lower self-esteem, like just from a natural standpoint. All right. If you don't fully understand that where you are is because of where God has put you and placed you here to grow you and to mature you into the image of his son. If you don't recognize that and you don't embrace that and you don't wrap your arms around that thing and hold on tight, then you're going to be looking at a situation and you're going to say, I'm no good. Well, guess what? You are no good. Newsflash, none of us are. However, I recognize that this struggle, this problem that I'm in is what God has given me as my way of shaping, or rather his way of shaping me into the image of Christ. So I'm looking at this not as a slight, not as a bad thing, but Lord, this is your chance to shape me and mold me through me taking responsibility, from me learning problem solving, all these other things that are making me more like Christ. I mean, come on. Next, you miss out on opportunities. How many times have you had opportunities to do something that in the beginning, they looked a little bit sketchy? In the beginning, they were not to your liking, but you took accountability. You took responsibility. You prayed about it. You had a good team of people around you and you went ahead and tackled it. And lo and behold, on the other side, you're like, wow, that was great. That was a great opportunity. But if you don't do that, because you have a victim mindset, you're never going to even look for the opportunity. You're only looking for, who can I blame? Can I trade this intersectionality in for some more leverage? Can I leverage it in for some more points? What can I do? What can I do? Rather than, let me get over here and make something happen. In Jesus' name, of course. And then lastly, if you have victim mentality and all you're doing is that victim stock market, you lack empathy for other people that really do have problems, that really truly have issues. So for example, if you're on the victim stock exchange, it's very easy to look your nose down on somebody with less melanin who's not doing as well as you. A straight white male that's impoverished, oh man, he's at the bottom of the intersectionality trail, because the gay black woman, she gets points above him. And you'll look down on somebody and you'll be just like this, the Levite and the scribe and the Pharisee in Jesus' parable about the Good Samaritan. So that's just something I was thinking about. It's nothing profound. I'll put it on my blog, dearwokechristian.com. I appreciate you checking it out. And it's just my my take on and my rift on the Victimhood stock exchange. All right, so I'm gonna call you 82. Atlanta 82 says, yeah, playing victim is lazy and lacks accountability. Amen. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it. I like that 82. It's called POUR, which stands for previous opportunities overlooked repeatedly. I like that. I like that. Okay. 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 I'm sorry. I'm reading Shar Joel's. For some reason, it is hot in my office. I'm a light-skinned Hispanic, and most people think I'm white. So I guess I got the white privilege thing I keep hearing about. I mean, do you? Like, do you get away with things? You get to like get out of speeding tickets and stuff? You don't have to get audits on your taxes? Like, how does that work? Tell us, please tell us all the secrets. Oh, never mind. She just said, I don't know. Still trying to figure out how to cash in that privilege. I don't know. I don't know if there's like an ATM. I don't know if it's like a crypto wallet. I've been really trying to figure it out. I really have. I don't know if it's like those gold coins from John Wick. I don't know. Like, what is it? How does it work? It's not like a credit card. I know that there's not a credit card because they told me there's not a credit card. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that is yes. Well, we are, Karen. We are. That is the plan. We're going. Our goal, our desire is to do something like a booth or like a media row if we can get away with it. We've been in communication with them of having like literally all of those Christian content creators that come will have a booth or like a table in a long row, and you can come and interview or come and talk to them, all that kind of stuff like that. That's the goal. That's the hope. There definitely will be a meet and greet. That's for sure. That will happen. You need to do some preaching on your channel. I need to do some preaching. Now I will put some preaching on my channel. I will put some preaching on my channel. So I did. Matter of fact, Danny, I think I put Danny's short to the trailer to this video. Nobody wants to hear me preaching though. I'm telling you, they're gonna be like, man, what? They're gonna be like, man, we gotta revoke that dude's deacon ordination. I would love to. Hey, but in all honesty though, like K-Dub, he does it. Rick Caldwell did it this week. Ricky Gantz has done it. I would love to go see and like add support to some men going out to do street preaching. I would love to just get I have like I can see it in my mind and it makes sense. I would like to go and support and be like, hey, just making sure they're safe, make sure they got everything's working right, and just be there to pray and watch them give the gospel there in an open preaching area. I would like to do that to support. I don't have a desire to preach like that, but I'm pretty sure all of my inhibitions will get put aside, I'm sure. So yeah, so that's something that, oh wow, really, John? John said, no, you need to. Oh, I need to be preaching. Okay. I sincerely appreciate it, and I will look into it. But I might be doing some Sunday schools this summer, so I'll definitely be recording those. We record all our Sunday schools. As a matter of fact, I forgot that we record our Sunday school, and they're actually on the church's website. I never bring that up. I need to do that. So I'll make sure I make that available during this week sometime, is let y'all know like, hey, I found those on Smyrna Press's website. I don't know why I forgot about that. But so anyway, I know I'm going to be doing a Sunday school hopefully this summer. So, but we got some crazy stuff going on in Whitaker Park this summer. So God willing, I will be able to get to some of that. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much, friend. But